We're on the record that calls number 325980. The case is style of State of Texas versus Robert Louis Gobert. Mr. Gobert, would you please come forward? Mr. Gobert, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Gobert, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
You may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Gobert?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. That's good. Now, Mr. Gobert, you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Todd LeBlanc.
Yes.
Mr. LeBlanc, how are you doing?
I'm good. Just how are you?
Well, I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. LeBlanc. Mr. Gobert, the information in this case alleges that on or about December 17 of 2019, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, operating a motor vehicle in a public place, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated. Second, this information further alleges that prior to the commission of this offense, that on June 3rd of 1996, in County Code Law number 2, Jefferson County, Texas, in cause number 188396, that you were convicted of misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated. And that conviction became final before the commission of this offense. Mr. Gobert, do you understand? Well, Mr. Gobert, to the charge that you were committed or that you was convicted of DWI on June 3rd, 1996, is that true or not true? It's true? Now, to the charge of DWI second, Mr. Gobert, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, and no contest?
No contest.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges? Mr. Gobert, I have before me a document that is titled the misdemeanor plea admonishment. And you'll notice that the box that's checked here says that this is a DWI second.
Yes.
Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
On page 2 of the same document, Mr. Gobert, there are a set of initials on a line next to a box that's checked no contendere, which means no contest. Are these your initials?
Yes.
On page 3 of the same document, Mr. Gobert, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
On the next document is the trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal. Mr. Gobert, do you recognize this document?
Yes.
Is that your signature above the line that's titled defendant? And there are 2 boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box states that you're waiving, which means you're giving up your right to appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
We have the discovery certification.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. I have before me a document that is titled the discovery certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is that your signature above the line that's titled defendant? Yes. Mr. LeBlanc, would you please date it?
Yes, sir.
We need the audit report. Okay. Thank you. Mr. Gobert, prior to signing and initialing these documents that I just mentioned, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. You'd like to offer State's 1?
Yes, Your Honor, and also like to offer States 2, which is the probable cause affidavit.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
No objection. State's Exhibits number 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. LeBlanc, you have advised that counsel, Mr. Gobert. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
None that I'm aware of, Your Honor.
Mr. Gobert, your attorney, Mr. LeBlanc, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes,
Mr. Goldberg, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of no contest and waivers were freely and voluntarily given, and I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is that agreement?
It's for 180 days, probated over 15 months, an $800 fine, 80 hours community service, the DWI Repeat Offenders Program, drug and alcohol assessment, an interlock device, and 72 hours upfront jail to begin on July 9th, 2021.
Okay, let me see. See a intervention program. Yeah, I don't see it. Miss Maxey, you stated that one of the conditions was that he was to attend a DWI repeat offenders class.
Yes, Your Honor, I believe that's the DWI Second Intervention Program on
Oh, that's
the,
the program. Okay. Okay, it's called the intervention program. All right. Now, Mr. Goldberg, the state is offering that you serve 180 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any time in jail. You will not have to serve the 180 days in jail because that will be probated for 15 months. During the 15-month probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $800, court costs of $407, a probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee, $15 each month. You'll be required to pay the Jefferson County DWI education class and initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the plea. Should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay $50. Now, your total monthly installments that you will be required to pay is $165 per month. Mr. Goldberg, will you be able to pay the $165 per month?
yes, sir. I can pay the $800 today.
Okay. And you will be required to perform 80 hours of community service, 10 DWI education and alcohol assessment, attend a DWI intervention class, install a DWI interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate, and you will have to serve 72 hours. Jefferson County Jail is a term of this probation, and that jail time is to begin on July 9th of 2021 at or before 6 p.m. And you will also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of probation. Mr. Goldberg, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes,
And do you accept the state's offer? Okay, Mr. Goldberg, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Goldberg, please stand on the X next to your attorney. We're going to follow the directions of our clerk. And once you finish following those directions, you'll be free to go. You have a blessed day. And you'll be free to go as well, Mr. LeBron. You have a blessed day.
Square and hold it down. Your right thumb and lift it up. Place it down. Okay, you just sign that black box right there in front of you. You won't be able to see it. And Mr. LeBlanc. Yeah, your right hand. You can sign. You can sign. Do you swear that you have never before been given deferred adjudication or regular probation for a felony or misdemeanor in this or any other
Yeah.
state except for what's listed right here? That's your previous. And you further swear nothing else is pending. Okay, so the directions are here on the top, maybe go to making the copy.
We're on a record in cause number 325470. This case is styled the state of Texas versus Frederick Joseph Washington. Is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Washington?
Okay.
I'm doing fine. And you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Kevin Lane, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think, Mr. Washington, your case was set from last week, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And this was a case where you had some bond conditions. One of the bond conditions was that you were to attend the ATAR program, and I think you stated to the court that you were attending the ATAR program, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you have some information on that?
I do, Your Honor. This has been tendered to state already. Proof that he's been attending, I believe, for 9 months. There's a
Okay.
Program there over in the nation.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna make this part of the court's file. You want?
Sure, Your
is that
Honor,
a-
if you'd like to seal it, or I don't know.
Oh, yeah, we have what is it called? Non-public?
Yes, Your Honor, no objection.
Right, okay.
Did it need
And-
a copy?
You need a copy back?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, and state you received a copy?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now I think, let's see, Mr. Washington. So you are adhering to the bond conditions. The court had some concern regarding that the last time we was here. And I think Mr. Lane appeared via Zoom, is that correct, the last time?
I did, Your Honor.
Okay, so what is your announcement in Mr. Washington's case?
Well, Your Honor, we are ready for trial in this case. We've gotten,
You want to set it on the trial docket?
well,
I mean,
yes, Your Honor, I believe that we should. I think that the state is waiting for some information on another matter.
okay, so y'all you're not ready?
No, Your Honor, it's on some lab work. I'm gonna have to see exactly where it is. I think initially they had sent the wrong lab results in this case and had it filed, and so they're sending another,
Oh.
which I mean, just another individual. They're testing it for blood and
Oh, okay,
the blood
okay,
for
okay.
drugs and alcohol. So that's what we're.
Oh,
So, Your Honor, maybe it'd be more prudent just another announcement.
yeah, I am thinking, did they recently find that out? When did they, I'm just trying to figure out a
Well,
time frame we need to reset it for.
Yes,
I think it, from looking through the file, it looks like we received it, and I was looking through it on this weekend. Actually, that's what I was going through. And looking through that, it looks like we may have received those results. One of the officers referenced them, so I'm going to check with the intake to see if that somehow they have that.
Okay, let me just give it a standard reset.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, give him a standard reset.
We keep it on the free call then?
Yes,
Thank you.
so until we find, because he's not finished with the discovery, I mean.
It's gonna be August 23rd.
Okay, it's gonna be reset August 23rd. Mr. Washington, once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go. And Mr. Lang, and I think this is your only case?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay, you'll be free to go as well. And both of y'all have a blessed day.
You do too, Judge.
Okay, you can sign and then Mr. Long.
Oh.
that's all, yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
Okay, it's two.
Oswaldo Jimenez.
Here you go.
We're on the record in two cases. The first case is cause number 328344. The second case is cause number 329848. Both cases are style the state of Texas versus Oswaldo Elizondo Jimenez. Is that your full name?
Yes,
How you doing, Mr. Jimenez?
I'm doing good.
That's good. Now, Mr. Jimenez, you're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Windler. Attorney Windler, how you doing? That's good. Mr. Jimenez, in cause number 328344, the information alleges that on or about August 28 of 2020, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of failure to identify fictitious name. Mr. Jimenez, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes,
And to discharge Mr. Jimenez, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
no,
No contest? Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
yes,
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
because it was my choice.
I mean, but
I didn't hear, I couldn't understand.
Yes, I do kind of,
let me repeat my question. Are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges? You need some time to talk to your attorney?
well, in this case, yes.
Okay, just hold on a minute. We'll just be in a short recess. Give you time to talk to him.